Welcome to Land Administration S'mores, where complex land issues meet campfire clarity. My name is Jack McKenna, geospatial consultant and land administration subject matter expert. Our topic of discussion: land rights and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR. Topics under review: the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR, human rights violations in land administration. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Eleanor Roosevelt and the Legacy of 1948. Overview of the UDHR. It was adopted by the UN General Assembly on December 10, 1948. It was created in response to the atrocities of World War II, and it outlines fundamental rights and freedoms for all. Consists of a preamble and 30 articles. Eleanor Roosevelt's role: chaired the UN Commission on Human Rights, led a diverse team in drafting the UDHR, delivered the Struggle for Human Rights speech at the Sorbonne in Paris, 1948, advocated for universal and inherent human rights and prevention of human rights violations. Key messages from Eleanor Roosevelt: human rights are universal and must be upheld everywhere. Rights are inherent, they're not granted by governments. Cultural or political ideologies should not limit rights. Vigilance and participation are essential to uphold rights and prevent violations. Broad scope of human rights: political and civil rights, economic, social, and cultural rights. The UDHR laid the foundation for global human rights standards, inspired international treaties and national laws. Deprivation of property and human rights. This includes the judicial misapplication of the Australian Torrens doctrine within statutory land registration frameworks. It undermines statutory protections and violates international human rights obligations, resulting in human rights violations. UDHR articles relevant to land rights. Article 8, the right to remedy. Everyone has the right to an effective remedy for acts violating their rights. Article 17, the right to own property. Everyone has the right to own property alone and in association with others. Example: judicial misapplication of doctrine. Courts import Australian Torrens principles without legislative authority. This undermines statutes and extinguishes protected rights. It violates Articles 8 and 17 of the UDHR, resulting in human rights violations. Judicial overreach in land law. The Torrens doctrine versus statutory rights. The substitution of Torrens principles for the legislated doctrine of overriding interest. This was an act that effectively rewrites the law without parliamentary authority. This represents judicial legislation in defiance of statutory text. Across multiple jurisdictions with land registration statutes, courts have favored Torrens doctrines such as indefeasibility and the clean slate rule over the express provisions of enacted land law. This judicial importation undermines the legislative framework, erodes citizens' statutory land rights, particularly those rooted in prescription, and results in a violation of fundamental human rights. Systemic complicity. Dispossession enabled by judges, lawyers, notaries, and officials. Judiciary becomes complicit when enforcing non-statutory doctrines. Legal systems must uphold statutory and human rights protections. Conclusion. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights remains a cornerstone of global human rights. Eleanor Roosevelt's leadership continues to inspire. Human rights advocacy is ongoing and vital. Issues like child trafficking highlight the need for continued vigilance and cooperation. Judicial importation of Torrens doctrine over enacted land law statute violates UDHR Articles 8 and 17. These are not interpretive errors. They are international law and human rights violations. Legal systems must prioritize statutes over imported precedent. Final observation. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is not aspirational, it is operational. Where land is lost through legal fiction, courts violate, not uphold the law. Resisting doctrinal substitution is essential to defending human dignity and preventing human rights violations. Additional comprehensive land administration information is available in the Jack McKenna book, A Land Administration Toolkit, available on Amazon. I can be contacted at jack_McKenna@landdataplus.com. Thank you for your time and interest.